Hello students, how are you? Hope you are fit and fine at your home. So today our lecture is about the Mesopotamian civilization and this lecture is for 6th class and today our topic will be trade and commerce. Let us begin. Trade and commerce. In the Mesopotamian civilization both internal and foreign trade flourished. Is it clear? Internal means when they will trade internally with Sumeria, with Lagash, with Ur, with Assyria, with Akkadia. Is it clear? And when they will trade with other countries like India, Egypt and Mediterranean countries like France, Italy, Alexandria, then it is known as foreign trade. In the picture you can see internal trade is going on the back of the domesticated animals and external or foreign trade is going on with the help of ships and boats. The traders kept their records on clay tablets. What are these clay tablets? We will discuss in script and literature. The fact that the seals of Indus cities were found in Mesopotamia and the Mesopotamian seals were found in Indus Valley proved that trade existed between these two civilizations. So trade and commerce is over. Let us begin with art and architecture. So Mesopotamians made their buildings with baked brick, stones, wood, etc. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, built by Nebuchadnezzar II, are one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. He got them built for his wife, who was a native of green and mountainous land. She would miss the scenic beauty of her homeland, so Nebuchadnezzar too recreated her beautiful homeland by building the Hanging Gardens. As you know, Babylon is very near to the Arabian desert, so greenery is less over there in Babylon. So her wife should not miss the scenic beauty of her homeland, so Nebuchadnezzar recreated her beautiful homeland by building the Hanging Gardens. The ziggurat temples had several stories, as you have seen the pictures of ziggurat. There were drains made of baked bricks to carry rainwater away from ziggurat. There was a proper drainage system in ziggurat. One of the greatest contribution in the field of architecture was introduction of architectural features such as columns, domes, vaults and arches. Now first of all you can see the columns over there in the first picture, that are the pillars. Then the domes, the upper part of the building which is circular in shape. Then in third picture you can see vault and in fourth picture you can see the arch. Now vault is just an extension of arches only. Is it clear? So let us start with script and literature. The Sumerians developed a system of writing known as cuneiform script. The script was wedge-shaped. In Latin, cuneiform means wedge only. Now, how to write on this one? First of all, the Sumerians or the Mesopotamians will take a wet clay, mitti. Is it clear? Then, with the help of this stylus, now you can see the stylus. This stylus is in shape of a wedge. That it is sharpened from one end, but on the other side it is blunt. Is it clear? For example, if you are writing something and you have written wrong on that one clay tablet, with the help of the blunt side you can erase that one. Is it clear? And then we will draw pictures or symbols on our clay tablet. You can see the symbols. Symbols also are in a wedge shape. That's why this script is known as wedge shaped script, that is sharpened from one end and blunt from the other side. Is it clear? So stylus is also in a wedge shape and the symbols which we are writing on the clay tablet is also in a wedge shape. Is it clear? So first of all, on a clay tablet with the help of stylus we will make some pictures or some symbols. Is it clear? Then this clay tablet is baked in a sun or in an oven. sun में सूरज में. Is it clear? सुखाई जाएगी. Then after it is being baked, the symbols which were written over that is permanently preserved. We have made one page. Is it clear? To write on another page we will take another clay tablet and we will again draw the symbols on that one. Again it will be baked or baked in a sun or baked in an oven. Is it clear? So it was written from right to left with the help of a pen. You can see the pen, it's made up of reed, wood or bone, or it could be made with a metal also. It is called as stylus. The script was deciphered by Henry Rawlinson, a British officer. Is it clear? Now, what the symbol stands for, a common person is not able to understand that one. But Henry Rawlinson has deciphered, codified that what a particular symbol stands for. What does this symbol mean? Henry Rawlinson has told us. So, we are able to understand the cuneiform script with the help of a person who was Henry Rawlinson, who has deciphered this script. The Mesopotamians wrote on clay tablets. The tablets are then baked. Each tablet formed a one page. Is it in the first picture you can see the clay tablet. In the second one you can see a person with the help of stylus, with the sharpened end of the stylus, is making symbols on the clay tablets. The Epic of Gilgamesh was one of the earliest literary works. The first library of the world existed in Mesopotamia. Here the books are classified according to their subjects like science, math, biology. Is it clear? Now the Epic of Gilgamesh, it is a literary source. In our next video I will tell you what is the Epic of Gilgamesh.